As students, studying in a world full of distraction can be a bit challenging. Oftentimes we say to ourselves, this week I'll study harder, and then we don't. We set goals to study 7 hours every day of the week, and on the third day, we're already behind. And this is a situation I once found myself in, setting goals to study 4 hours, 5 hours every day, and still not being able to pull through until I discovered these study tips which I am going to share with you in this video. My name is Victor, and on this channel I share tips to help students navigate through academics challenges, boost productivities, and help you achieve academic excellence. So if this is your first time coming across my video on YouTube, please do like, share and subscribe. While we dive in, now the first tip to studying for longer hours is setting a clear goal. You need to decide on what you want to study, what subject you want to study, what topic you want to study. Also, you need to decide on why you are studying that out of every other subject which you offer, and topics. Why did you choose that? And also, what do you want to achieve at the end of your study section? And how long do you want to study for? All this helps prepare your mind for the study ahead. The second tip to studying for longer hours is working on your study environment. Your study environment plays a vital role in helping you study for longer hours, and there are certain properties which your study environment must have, or certain things which you must look out for in your study environment. First is it has to be clean and quiet. Second, it has to be distraction free, and thirdly, it has to have adequate lighting. Also, you need to get all your study materials to your study venue before studying. This helps you minimize distraction and improve at your attention span. The third tip to studying for longer hours is working on your time setting. For me, I do study for 15 minutes and take a break of 10 minutes. And you could also study for 25 minutes and take a break of 5 minutes. But you need to have a study timer to track your study time and your breaks. And you must always take breaks. It could be 10 minutes breaks, 5 minutes break, depending on your time settings. This is very vital in studying for longer hours. And also, taking breaks helps reduce burnout and increase your efficiency. So now that brings us to the fourth tip to studying for longer hours, which is your study techniques. One of the things I do before studying is I have an overview of the topic I am about to go into. I take a look at the topic, the subtopics, the objectives, the summary before studying, because this helps prepare my mind for what I am going into. It helps give my mind a map of the whole study sections. Also, you need to be fully involved in the process. You need to participate in active learning. You need to focus on understanding over memorization, because understanding the concept helps you tackle any question that may come your way. Also, you need to use varieties of textbook. You need to know what other authors have to say about that particular topic. You shouldn't just stick to one author. You need to have varieties of textbook, and this also improve your understanding on that particular topic. You need to take notes. You need to take notes of definitions and other vital information in your textbooks. But one of the mistakes which students make is copying word to word from the textbook. Now, this is something I do not advise you do, because that is passive reading. You need to be actively involved in your studies. So you need to construct notes with your own words. That's to show that you fully understand the topic or the concept which you have just read. Another thing is studying with music. Now, most students study with music because it helps them increase their focus, while some don't because they see it as a form of distraction. But this is totally optional depending on your personality. But if you decide to study with music, it has to be a soft, calm instrument, not pop, and it has to be at a moderated volume. You also need to enhance the use of modern day technology such as ChatGPT and YouTube and other platforms to break down complex topics. One thing you should always do after every section is to test yourself. Most students just ignore this, and after they study, they just go to something else. But it is very important for you to test yourself. You need to take up a past question and solve some questions from it. You need to discuss the topic with your friend, or just do anything to test your knowledge on that topic. It is very, very, very important. You need to stay hydrated and get enough sleep. After a long hour of studying, you need to get enough sleep. And also, remember that studying for longer hours isn't just about forcing yourself to sit for hours. It's about building discipline, focus, and habit that will carry you through school and life. You have what it takes. Start small, stay consistent, and the result will shock you. If this video has helped you, please do like and subscribe for more study tips. And until the next video, keep growing.